Hare Krishna. My name is Param Brahmadas, and today I'm going to give the presentation here on the topic which I have chosen. That's called the glorious character of Vritasura, where we're going to learn lessons from his behavior, his talks, and prayers, what he did on the battlefield here. And please pardon me, just in a disclaimer, just want to apologize because I'm not really good with the technology. Today I'm using Zoom here, and I did a bit of research on this, how to use the PowerPoint and sharings. But anyway, we can go for it and see how we go with this presentation. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashate Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so when I was doing a bit of research that on which topic should I speak to, then when I came to this topic called the glorious character of Vritasura, and I found this very interesting when I was reading or when I was going through with my Bhakti Vaibhav course, and even though I have read 3 times, but this 3rd time when I read the Vritasura pastime and explained by my teacher Gaurav Darshan Prabhu, how beautifully he explained, and definitely this character I found very interesting to learn from, because his lifespan was very short, very short, but he did a wonderful thing. Whatever time he has, being as a demon called Vritasura. So before I proceed ahead, I just want to go back how this personality called Vritasura, how did he come into this demon body? As we all know that this Vritasura, in his previous life, he was Maharaj Chitraketu. And Maharaj Chitraketu, before being enlightened by Narada Muni in spiritual knowledge, he was just an ordinary householder. And he had so many unlimited wives. And he was kind of an emperor of the whole world, of the whole universe. But still, he had some material desire that he wanted to carry on the legacy. He was hankering for a son, which he met Giramuni, and they said, and he said, okay, I'll give you the boon, and you will get a son, and his name will be Harshashoka. But later on, when he died, then Narada Muni and Giramuni enlightened him some spiritual knowledge, and when his eyes were opened with spiritual knowledge, and then one day he was just flying in the airplane with the Vidyadhara woman surrounding him, and he was chanting and glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And suddenly he came across a place where he saw Lord Shiva. He was, holding Mother Parvati on his lap and giving Srimad Bhagavatam to all the great sages around there. So Lord Shiva and Maharaj Chitraketu, they were really friends, and just in a joking way, he just used some words in the glorification of Lord Shiva, but which had double meaning. But Mother Parvati, she misunderstood, and she thought that this is very inappropriate, that who is this personality? Even they are great personalities, Narada Muni, Brahmaji, they all are sitting here, they are not saying anything. Who is this personality? And out of anger, because she thought that Maharaj Chitraketu was disrespecting Lord Shiva, and then she cursed him. So this is one part of the story here. And she said, you take the birth in a demon family. This is my curse to you. But on the other side, as we know that Lord Indra, he was performing a sacrifice, and he got Vishwarupa as a priest, And when this Vishwarupa was doing the obligation, because he belongs to both the dynasty, demon dynasty and the demigod dynasty, and in a very secretly way, confidential way, he was also doing the obligation for the demons also to get the victory, which Indra didn't like it, and he severed the head of his own priest, which he was a Brahmana, Vishwarupa. And when his father Twista, when he saw that this is very heinous, how can Indra, being so materialistic, just being so greedy to enjoy the opulence of material world, and especially the heaven is also one of the, it comes under material world, and he's been so greedy, so blind, that he killed the Brahmana, the priest, his own spiritual master. And just to take the revenge from Indra, his father Twista, he performed a great sacrifice, which he was doing the obligation to get a personality who can kill Indra, but wrongly he chanted the mantra in some other way, which meaning came out that the personality will come out who will killed by Indra, and this personality was none other than Vritasura. And let me share my screen with you, and we'll see how this personality has come up. And give me a sec, because I'm not really getting to that with the technology. Okay, how to share? Okay, share screen is here. And this is the screen I'm going to share. Okay, I hope you all are being able to see the screen. So there's the glorious character of Vritasura here. Okay, now let's move on. What's going to move? Okay. That will come up something. Okay, yeah, now it will work. As you can see, because the Vritasura, when he came out from the fire sacrifice, and he was ordered by his father, and his father was so glorious that he ordered Vritasura, now go and kill Indra, and only for this purpose that Vritasura was born, only just to kill Indra. And when he took his army, and when they was going to fight the demigods, and this fight was held at the end of Satya Yuga and the beginning of Treta Yuga. This fight was held, and as you can see here, that as Vritasura was marched on demigods, and because and on the other side, these demigods, Indra, he was being blessed by the thunderbolt, and which was made by the Dichi Muni's body, and that was advised by none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was requesting all the demigods. They requested the Lord, and the Lord came, and they said, "Okay, I want to kill this Asura." And they said, "Okay, go to the Dichi Muni and request him for his body, because his body is so strong and it's been done by full of spiritual knowledge and austerity. So you can take the bone out of his body and make the thunderbolt and use the thunderbolt to kill Vritasura, and plus my blessings are also there." And so being puffed up, and by the blessings of Supreme Lord, all the demigods, they started fighting with the demons and demigod. They both were fighting with each other, and suddenly seeing the enthusiasms or the power of the demigods, all the demons, they just start flying from the battlefield. And as we can see here, when they were flying, and Vritasura seeing his soldiers were flying, especially the leaders, which with the Vritasura made them as a leader, and they were all flying, and he was calling them, "Please don't run away from the battlefield. This is not appropriate for the Kshatriya to run away from the battlefield." And he was giving the instruction to both the sides, because on the other side, when these demons were running away, the demigods, they were chasing all the demons who were running from their life. And as you know, Vritasura, he's been fully knowledgeable in the Shastra. He knows the code and conduct of the battlefield here. And he was reminding both the parties to follow their dharma and fighting etiquettes. And the first etiquette he was saying, which Lord himself has said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text number 37, as you can see on the screen, which he says, Hato va prapasyasi swargam jitva va bhokshayashi mahim tasmad utishta konteya yudhya krita nishchaya. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will be conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. We can see here's the same situation where Arjuna also said that I will not fight. And Lord was telling to Arjuna, Arjuna, don't be unique. Don't like an important person. As you know that you are a Kshatriya and this is your duty. And it is a great glorious of a Kshatriya when they get the opportunity to die in the battlefield. Either when you die in the field, then you will attain higher planet, or if you will be killed, or if you win the battle, then you will enjoy the earthly planet. And the same thing here, Vritasura said to his demon soldier, he says, why are you running? It is a glorious moment for all the Kshatriyas and they get the opportunity to do something in the fighting. Either if they win, they will enjoy the earthly planet or heavenly planet, earthly opulences. And if they lose, they will go to the higher planet where they will also enjoy. In the both cases, we all are winner. So it is not nice because we are hero, we are Kshatriyas, we are not meant to show our back in the battlefield. Kshatriyas are always considered either they win or they die, but they never run away from the battle. And he was telling all these things to his demon soldiers. But on the other side, he was also educating or pointing out the cowardness or an inappropriate behavior from the demigod side. He was also teaching them, see, what are you doing? The person who always fly or who always running away for his life, a true Kshatriya, they don't kill from the behind. Kshatriyas always fight face to face. Kshatriyas are not allowed to kill someone who is without the chariot, who is without the weapon, and who has no kind of idea how to fight. So he was also educating them. He said, don't be do like that. And he was chastising everybody here. And when they run away, we can see Vritasura, he was such a great hero. He stood alone. He stood alone and he was trampling the whole earth, which make fear in the heart of the demigods. All the demigods, they were so afraid when he was running. Vritasura was so big, and Indra and other demigods, they were so tiny in front of Vritasura. And he said, don't worry, if all my soldiers are run away, I won't flee. I will stand here in front of you because you have killed my brother. Because Vritasura brother was Vishwarupa, because they came out of the same father. And Vishwarupa was a seminal son, and Vritasura came out from the yajna, which was performed by the same father. So in that case, they both were brothers. And he was telling you have killed my brother. Today I will kill you, and I will be satisfied my brother, and I will satisfy my father also, and so and so. And he stood alone, and he fought so ferociously against the demigods. Even the demigod, they appreciated it all. They were all appreciating the heroism of Vritasura, how beautifully he did that. Even though when I was going through with this pastime, I found out later on how Vritasura, when he was fighting with Indra, and how Indra how Indra attacked Vritasura with his club. And what he did, Indra attacked on Vritasura with his club, and Vritasura hold it with his left hand, and he used the same club to hit the Airavata and Indra, and they both fell from there. When they both fell from here, and Indra, he became so morose. He became so morose that here Vritasura, he encouraged him. He encouraged his enemy, even though Vritasura has a very great chance just to kill Indra because he was not doing anything. He was so ashamed that my club was never been disrespected, but now this Vritasura has hit my elephant and hit me also, and I also fall down. He was not able to fight again. And Vritasura, he was so great devotee because in the later on, as the pastime was going through, that we found out Vritasura was having the heart of a devotee. Externally, he was in the body of a demon, and but internally, he was a great Vaishnava. And here, Indra was a demigod, and demigod supposed to be the devotees of the Lord. But here, Indra, throughout the whole section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we had found out that Indra has a mixed devotion. He is not all the time, all the demigods are pure devotees, they practice pure devotion. But Indra has a mentality to enjoy the opulence of the material world. And we have seen many times throughout the study of Srimad Bhagavatam that how he has hampered or disturbed the practice of many great rishis. He always thinks that this person is going to take my post and he will enjoy. And this is the mentality of a materialistic person, that when he see other person is trying to take him or her over, they just try to pull them down or disrespect or disfame. And here Indra was doing the same thing, even though he was a demigod and he had a mixed devotion towards the Lord. But he was acting just opposite, just like a demon. He was in a demigod body, but internally he was acting like a demon. But here in Vritasura, he was externally in a demon body, but internally he was acting like such a wonderful Vaishnava, such a wonderful personality who was not just enlightening his own party, he was also enlightening other parties, demigod parties also. Here you can see the demigods heard Vritasura's tumultuous roar, which resembled that of a lion. They fainted and fell to the ground, and if struck by the thunderbolt. Even though because he was screaming like anything that he was going to swallow the whole world, and by just the voice of Vritasura, most of the demigods they just fainted and got unconscious, and because they thought his voice is just like a thunderbolt. And here we can see as the story goes on, when he saw Indra's carrier elephant, thus fatigued and injured, and when he saw Indra morose because his carrier had been harmed in that way, the great soul Vritasura, following religious principle, refrained against striking Indra with a club. See, he was giving a chance as he was following the etiquettes of a Kshatriya, that if your enemy is not in the proper position to fight, so give them the chance to they can be ready. Otherwise, we cannot attack on a person who is without the weapon or without his chariot. So he gave some chance, some time to Indra to regain his consciousness, to get well and get back on his career at Ravata. And taking the chance of this, Indra, with his mystical power, he touched Ravata. Ravata got well. And it says when Vritasura hit the elephant, and elephant went back for 14 yards, which is quite a big, you can see how the strength of this Vritasura was. And Indra also fainted. And then he was poking and reminding the sinful activity which Indra did towards his brother. He says, only for the sake of living in the heavenly planets, you killed my elder brother, which was Vishwarupa, a self-realized, sinless, qualified Brahmana who had been appointed your chief priest. So one by one, he was just pointing out the mistakes of Indra. He said, only just for material benefit, how can you do this? This type of activity. You really be ashamed for doing this. So I'm going to take the revenge because my father asked me to do this. And ahead he says that, but if in this battle you cut off my head with your thunderbolt and kill my soldier, O Indra, O great hero, I shall take great pleasure in offering my body to the other living entities such as jackals and vultures. I shall thus be relieved of my obligation to the reaction of my karma and my fortune, and will be received the dust from the lotus feet of the great devotee like Narada Muni. Now here we can see the twist in the pastime here. Now, slowly, the Vaishnav, what do you call, the Vaishnav qualities, the Vaishnav words are coming out from the mouth of Vritasura here. He's saying, he's using, as we can see in the previous time when the Rishi Muni said the same thing. He said to Indra, Indra, I know why you have come here. You want my body for your sense gratification because you want to get back your kingdom. But anyway, sooner or later, I'm going to lose this body. What is the point? So a person who is glorious, who uses his everything, whether his body, mind, his opulences, his friends, his relatives, his wife, his husband, his children, for the good welfare of the other living entities. So today I'm going to give you my body so you can use it. But anyway, I'm self-realized. Sooner or later I have to leave. But if my body is being used for some reason in your service, so why not? So he's saying the same thing. He's saying, a great hero, I shall take the pleasure in offering my body to other living entities such as jackal and vultures. He knows he's going to lose, one day. And he also wants, okay, I don't mind. I'm ready to be killed. But here we can see that even though Indra wants the kingdom back from Vritasura, and here Vritasura is saying, I'm really aloof from all these things, which we will see how Vritasura offers his transcendental prayers to the Supreme Lord Sankarsana. And ahead he says, O King of the demigod, since I, your enemy, am standing before you, why don't you hurl your thunderbolt at me? Although you attack upon me with your club, what certainly useless, like a request of money from a miser, the thunderbolt you carry will not be useless. You need have no doubt about this. Now look at that. Vritasura, he knows why Indra has come out, and he knows very well that Indra is having a thunderbolt which is blessed by none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And Indra, when he saw that his club was failed to kill Vritasura, then he thought, maybe if I use the thunderbolt, it will also be failed. But here Vritasura, showing his transcendental quality, his enlightening, because Vritasura has a full faith on the Supreme Personalities of Godhead's words, that we all as a sadhaka, we all must need to learn that how to have a full faith on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which we read in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other transcendental literature. It says that we should not have to have a doubt on the words of the Supreme Personality of God, because it has never been failed. It has never been failed. But here, being as a demigod, Indra had a doubt. He said, my club has failed. Maybe if I use the thunderbolt, it will also be failed. And he was a bit hesitating to use the thunderbolt against Vritasura. But here Vritasura said, don't be doubtful on the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No doubt. I know why you are here. You want to kill me. So please do your prescribed duty. Don't be agitated. Don't be ashamed. Don't stop yourself not to do your prescribed duty. Please take up your weapon, thunderbolt, and kill me. Why? Because here here Vritasura, he wanted to go back to Godhead as early as possible. And he was eagerly waiting to die, because he knows that, as we know, Indra want to win the battle and Vritasura also win the battle, but internally he want to lose the battle. How? He want to get killed by Indra, because he knows that he was being cursed by Mother Parvati and he's in the demon body, and he want to go back to the spiritual world. So who is the actual winner here? Is it the winner Indra, or is it the winner Vritasura? The actual winner is Vritasura. Why? Because Indra will remain again in the material world, and he will enjoy the opulence, no doubt, but still he's in the bondage. He's been in the material world, and Vritasura, he will be free from this material karma. That's what he said. He says, I know I shall thus be relieved of the obligation to reaction of my karma. He knows that. Why he's in the demon body? Because that was his karma. He used some harsh word, some inappropriate word towards Lord Shiva, and for that thing, he got been affected or been cursed by Mother Parvati. and he want to come out of that reaction. He said, no problem, I'm doing my duty as a demon, and plus internally I'm also meditating on the supreme personality of Godhead. Let me read this last paragraph here, what Vritasura says. Vritasura understood Lord Vishnu's purpose. Vritasura was eager to be killed by the thunderbolt manufactured according to Lord Vishnu's instruction, because he was sure that he would thus return home back to Godhead. He was simply waiting for the opportunity of the thunderbolts being released. In effect, therefore, we can see that how eager he was. He wants to go back to Godhead, because he just was encouraging Indra, don't waste your time, either yours or mine, because I am more eager than you. I just want to finish this battle as early as possible, because I am missing. I am just can't separate. Can't have more separation from my supreme Lord. I just want to go and serve him. And ahead he says, therefore Vritasura told Indra, if you want to kill me, since I am your enemy, take this opportunity, kill me, you will gain victory, and I shall go back to Godhead. Your deed will be equally beneficial for us. Do it immediately. Can you see his one sense, which I found that he was kind of using what do you call it, in a very insulting way. In a very insulting way, he's just telling, it is not a good deal. Yeah, you want to kill me, that's why you are here, and I also want to be get killed, so I am also here. So why you are wasting your time? Because he's been thinking, in case if the thunderbolt also doesn't work. But here he's telling, don't you trust on the words of the Supreme Lord? Okay, you want to gain victory, so I am giving you the victory. Please pick up your weapon and just kill me. So in this way, we both will be beneficial. You will get your goal and I will get my goal. So his goal was to get back the kingdom of the heavenly planet, and my goal was to go back to the kingdom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, he was just insulting, hurry up, hurry up. And when he saw that in the both case, Indra is not doing anything, he's been ashamed. So he said, okay, if you're not going to do anything, so in between, you think what I said, and now in between, I'm going to offer my humble, respectful prayer to my Supreme Lord, who is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shankar's. As you can see here, in my third slide, here, just before dying, he recited, Vritasura recited beautiful prayers to Sri Shankarshna, which reveal his pure heart and describe pure devotion. These 4 verses, which Vritasura describes so wonderfully to glorify the Supreme Lord, has so much to learn from us. He says in a text Cantos 6, 11, chapter 11, verse number 24, he said, Aham Harer Tava Pad ke Mula Dasanu Dasav Bhavatisam Bhuya Manhash Mare Teshu Pater Guramste Gnat Va Karma Karotu Akhya. He says, oh my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servant who finds shelter only at your lotus feet, O Lord of my life? May I again become their servant, so that my mind may think always your transcendental attributes, my words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. Such a wonderful prayer, the first prayer Vritasura did to the Supreme Lord. He's not asking that, let me serve you directly. So he's saying, I want to become the Dasa Nudasa. I want to become the servant of your devotee. I want to serve them. We can see throughout the whole Srimad Bhagavatam section, whoever is the great devotee being there mentioned, especially the Dhruva Maharaj, when he met the Supreme Lord in the forest. Then Supreme Lord asked him to be, get the benediction, and the Prahlad Maharaj same. So they both were telling, please allow me to be in the association of your devotee. I want to serve the lotus feet of your pure devotee. So it is a great lesson as a sadhaka for all of us. Whenever we get advanced or we try to get advanced in our spiritual understanding, we always look. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, become dasanudasa. There's no point to directly serve the Lord. Lord himself said, if you say you are the devotee of my devotee, then you are my devotee. But if you say you are my devotee directly, then I don't consider you as a devotee. I just consider you as some kind of a sentimental way that you want to surpass my devotee. No, I want you to serve my devotee. That is the easiest way. He says in early morning, what we chant in our Guru Ashtam, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado, Yasya Ra Prasada Nagati Katopi, Dhyayanstu Vantasya Yasya Tisandhya, Bande Guru Hoshri Charanara Vindam. By the blessing of the spiritual master from the devotee, we get the blessings of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, if you don't get the blessings, then Nagati Kutobi. So there will be no path. So Lord himself, so here being as a pure devotee, because he's showing his pure devotion, his pure heart, because the time Indra is taking, make up his mind to kill Vitasura, getting back to fighting spirit. Meanwhile, he says, oh my Lord, and Indra has been there and he's listening to the prayers. And he was so completely shocked. Who is this personality? Externally, look at his copper hair, his big beard and mustache, and very unusual demon behavior externally, but internally, look at his heart. He's carrying the heart of such a pure Vaishnava. So that is how the bhakti is. Bhakti does not consider only a certain group of people. Anyone can do pure devotional service, whether they belong to a demigod side or demon side, or human side, or bird side, or an animal, or any species side. We can see anyone can do the offering very nicely to the Supreme Lord. And ahead, going on, is in 25th verse, he says, Nanaka prasthmana cha parameshthayam nasharva bahu mama narusa dhapi patyam the yoga siddhira punar bhavamva samanjastva virvahaya kanksha. The translation goes like that. Oh my Lord, souls of all opportunity, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruvaloka, the heavenly planets, or the planets where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary system. I do not desire to be the master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. See, he is just praying for the pure devotion. He doesn't want to go to enjoy the Swargaloka or the Loka of Brahmaji or any loka of any earthly enjoyment or lower planetary enjoyment or any kind of a mystic. He just want to do the pure devotional service, which we also learn in Nectar of Devotion, Anya Abhilashita Sunyam Jnana Karma Adi Anavitam Anukulena Krishna Anushilam Bhakti Uchate. So our pure devotion should be free from all these things, all the material desires, all the material designation, all the material free for completely pure devotion, because this all belongs to this material world. And here Vitasura doesn't want to be live in material world. That's what being as a sadhaka, we also have the lesson to learn from this prayer, that we always hunger for the pure devotion, because we have seen in iskcon, not even in iskcon, of course in iskcon also, and many other spiritual organizations, that those who practice, those who are eager to practice spirituality, and they've been trapped by the designation, by the name, fame, power, which has been given us as a service to use in the service of the Lord. But when those things comes, so our real goal, which is to go back to Godhead, or to become a pure devotion, or to become the pure devotee, that we forget, and we get hampered when we see so much, praises, appreciations are coming when I'm performing such a great service, and I am on a very higher position, on a higher designation. When I walk, so many people bow down in front of me. So this type of a mentality makes us proud. And here Vritasura is praying. He's saying, oh my Lord, don't give me all these things. I don't even desire. I just want to finish all my business in this material world. If the service has been given as a sadhaka to us to be on a very higher position, we must perform as a service. When the service is finished, we must become as a humble servant, which the first prayer of Vitasura says, ki dasa nudasa. We always look, this service has been given as a service to me, and I should not be proud. It is just a matter of time. Many people has been come onto this position. Many people before me, many people has come, and after me, many people also has been come. So I should not be deviate from my real goal, which is going back to God. Now, the third prayer Vitasura does to the Lord is Ajata Akshevama Matrama Khagaha Stanyamyu Tavatsathaha Kushta Artaha Priyam Priya Vyavistha Amaveshana Mano Arvindaksha Vidrakshas Tetvam. Oh my Lord, source of all opportunity. Uh-oh. I think I messed up with the thing here, but let me read it from the Veda base. So, yeah, 6, 11, 26, 6.6. Yes, sorry, let me read this here. O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as small calves tied with ropes await anxiously the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as Moro's wife, whose husband is away from home, always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects. I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service into you. Now he's saying, he's giving the three analogy, the three examples. He's saying as the baby birds only is completely dependent upon his or her mother, and as the mother goes out to get the food, baby bird, they just wait there, and the small calves also wait for the mother cow to come, and as soon as she comes, she becomes satisfied to drink the milk or whatever the bird mother feeds them. And the third is saying that how the wife, when she feels separation from husband, and the husband goes to the foreign land and has been there for maybe a month or a week sometime, and she feels separation, and as soon as he comes back, she feels so happy and she wants to serve her husband by any means, and she just wants to see the smiling face on her beloved husband. In the same way, the Vitasura is also saying, oh my dear Lord, please allow me so I can also do this service, so I feel also be happy when I am doing some rendering direct service. Of course, in the first prayer, he's also doing like this, that I want to serve your devotee, and it is, of course, offering the direct service to the Supreme Lord means also, if you're also serving the devotees of the Lord, that is also the direct service to the Lord also. So in this way, you just want to serve the Lord. And the last one is saying, Mamotma shloka janeshu shokyam samsara chakre bhamataspaha karmavi tvam mayatmaja dhara geheshu asakta chitasyana atabhuya. Oh my Lord, this is the last prayer he's doing. My master, I'm wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activity. He's saying, because I did some mistakes, that's why because a pure devotee, if he's in a problem, he does not blame to the Lord. He knows that whatever is happening to him, that is all his karma, and he becomes satisfied. Therefore, I'm simply seek friendship in the association of a pious and enlightened devotees. Now it's coming back to where he's hankering to the association of his devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuous by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness, and everything, I have to be attached only to you. So here is a great thing that we all have to learn from this prayer, that the association of the devotees, that cut the attachment of the material bondage. We have seen in my life also, and I have seen the life of other brahmachari sannyasis or the great detached grahastas also we have seen. When we are in the association of the devotee, daily we hear the Srimad Bhagavatam classes, Bhagavad Gita classes, or many other classes we hear, and they cut our bondage from this material world. It is not in a very artificial way. They make us mature, they make us understand why it is so important. Because somewhere Srila Prabhupada writes in his teaching that of course the close love we can see between a son and a mother, she does selflessly, but there is a tinge of some selfishness, because she also thinks, given I will be old, then my son will help me out, or will serve me in this way, which is not bad in the eye of material point of view. The love of a mother towards her son, if we multiply by unlimited time, that is the love, or even the tinge of that love, that so the Supreme Personality of Godhead shares with us. But we are not able to recognize. We just think that our mother, father, brother, sister, all the relatives or friends or my country, only just the Hatma Buddhi, we are being stuck. But with the association of the devotees, they all cut us out. That's why Srila Prabhupada, most of the time, most of the lectures are only on one these things, that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. Because until unless we will be on this Dhyatma Buddhi, we won't be able to come up on a spiritual platform. So here he's also saying, please, I'm simply seek friendship. I just want to be in the association of your devotees, and please cut all my bondage from my material family relationship. Actually, somewhere I heard from Gaurang Darshan Prabhu also, he was mentioning that Maharani Kunti, when she was praying to the Supreme Lord, please cut all my material relationship from all my family members. I just want to serve you. I just want to be attached to you. But it does not mean that she wants to be separated from all the family members. Who were those all family Pandavas? They were the pure devotees of the Lord. What she was saying, there is a Swajana mentality, that they, me, mine, and I, this, their mine, this mentality of me and mine and myself. She wants to cut that one off, which I really like, which Prabhu was really mentioning in a very beautiful way, because because they were all devotees, pure devotees of the Lord. Even in Padma Purana, uh, Yudhishthira Maharaj has been called Haridasa Varyo. In Srimad Bhagavatam, as we know, there are three Haridasa Varyo. One is Govardhan, second one is Prahlad Maharaj, and third one is Uddhavaji. And in Padma Puran, there are two more added. One is Yudhishthira Maharaj, and one is Narada Muni, another one. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is one of the Haridasa Varyo, the best of all the devotees. So she wants to keep the devotee association, but there is a mentality of Swajana, me and mine. She's asking Lord to cut that one, because without the association of the devotees, it is very, very impossible to get advanced, or to be safe in our spiritual life. Because the devotee, they really create the protection, the protection around us with their association, so Maya could not attack us. So as we can see how these beautiful prayers has been chanted by our Vritasura. And further ahead, I want to take, and as we know, when he says, "Oh, now the Indra will not do anything, so let me do something." So he swallows Indra, he attacks Indra, and we can see how Indra, cut off his hands also, and still, but he also wants to fight. So he swallows Indra, and Indra being protected by Narayana Kavcha, and he just kills Vritasura. But he was also morose, because he knows that he has killed Vritasura, who is none other than the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, because he has heard the prayers, and he has heard his through his behavior, how he was following the etiquette of a Kshatriya, not attacking when Indra was without the weapon and without his chariot. And his behavior was very exemplary, and his talk was very exemplary. He was encouraging his party and other party also. And when he sees, but that's what he is asked to the Lord, give me a weapon so I can kill Vritasura. And Vritasura also encouraged him. Okay, no problem. You will get what you want. I will get what I want. So let's finish off the business. So when he killed, he was not happy. Even the whole world was saying, all glories to Indra. Indra, you have killed Vritasura. All glories to you. You are so powerful. You are so glorious. This and that. Everybody was happy in the whole world except Indra, because Indra knew what he has done, and Indra knew very well that who is the real winner in this battle. He knew that after winning the external war, he's been remained in this material world, and Vritasura, losing the external war, become free from all the bandage, and he go back to Godhead. So what the lesson, what we learn, as I have already said in my presentation, but still I want to do a recap, what we have gone through so far. The lesson what we learned as a sadhaka, that he showed the symptom of real Kshatriya dharma. He fulfilled his prescribed duty as demon, but he did not forget his spiritual duties. And he also encourages enemy to do his duties. We can see that being as a devotee, being as a devotee with Ashura, he was doing a wonderful job. Externally, he was, performing as a part of a demon side, but internally he was also doing spiritual activity. So being as a sadhaka, we can also do the same thing. We also have our dharma, being as a son, being as a daughter, being as a husband or a wife. So we also meant to perform or do our prescribed duty, but keeping in mind that we also have very higher goal, which is spiritual goal. And because my Guru Maharaj, Kanam Kanan Maharaj, in one of his lecture, he said a very beautiful thing. He encouraged all his disciples and all the devotees who take inspiration from him. He said a very beautiful thing. He said, if you really want to become whatever you want to become, such as if you want to become a skydiver, you become skydiver. If you want to become a skateboarder, you can become a skateboarder. If you want to become an artist or a good musician, a good businessman, you can do whatever material desire you have. You can also fulfill, but don't forget to go back to Godhead. That goal also has to be there. Yes, we all have our material desire, at the degree, of our level of our spiritual advancement. We also have some, spiritual, material desire here and there to fulfill. But Guru Maharaj was saying, okay, you can carry on, no problem, you can do it, but make sure you also have a very, very spiritual duty, and the duty is going back to Godhead. And he said in a very, very deep and grave mood, he said, because there is someone for many years, of many lifetimes, he's waiting for you, and that personality is Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. He's waiting for all of us. So make sure we also take our turn to go back to Godhead, which I really like. So here I can relate to the pastime of Vritasura, how he was doing his duty as a demon. He was encouraging everybody, okay, do fighting, killing demons and demigods, everybody. But still he also has a duty. Yes, my spiritual duty, my primary duty is also I have to go back to Godhead. We as a father, as a son, as a brother, we also have to perform wherever our limit allows, but still we also have spiritual duty, which we are not performing for many lifetimes. Srila Prabhupada says many times in his lecture that we have done many things in billions of lifetime. Now, if we have got the bhakti in our hand, so we should not lose the bhakti, because we are performing all material duties throughout our billions of lifetime. Now we should have to focus on our spiritual duties also. And second point, he was saying he was following the rules and regulation of Vedic scriptures, even though he was in a demon body, but still he was exhibiting the symptom of demigod. Indra was shocked to see the Vaishnava qualities in Vritasura. Sometimes being in a service, we need to be harsh to hold the rod of dharma, and some people externally see only that part, this Prabhu and this Mataji was so rude to us, this and that, but still we need to get the management to be going in a very proper way, because not everybody wants to follow the rules and regulations, especially, because I'm also a brahmachari, and I have seen when uh, devotees, when they come to temple, they, trying to, I don't know whether it's knowingly or unknowingly to say, they exhibit their transcendental qualities. They just see they are avadut, and they don't want to follow the rules and regulation of the, of the temple authority. They think they are above the rules and regulations. So for that purpose, if whoever has been appointed, make sure everyone follows. And if he does this duty, so we should not be, against him, and we should even appreciate, even though if we follow his instruction, then there is no problem, because we don't want to follow. That's why we find very hard in our dealings. But here, he was not going beyond the Vedic scripture. He was under the Vedic scriptures, which he was showing. And of course, he was showing the role of a great hero and a true leadership, how a leader must be. Even though he was leading from the demon side, all the heroes run away, but he was holding a task, and that task was to win the battle, because he did not run whatever he said to his running soldiers, demon soldiers. He himself fulfilled, setting as an example. So we also, if you want to sitting on a vyasasana or giving a big talks and teaching other what you should do, so make sure we are also following those guidelines, and it is not just applying, or it is not just only for saying, it is also for applying in our life, because it says your words will be more effective. Make sure you practice what you preach. So it is very, very important. If we are preaching, so make sure we are also practicing in our life very deeply. That's why our words will be carrying weight, and whatever we are going to present to the world. And after doing all this seva, what Vitasura was doing, he was so humble. Devotion naturally manifests humility. Thus, Vitasura considers himself utterly unqualified to have the direct association of Bhagavan. Therefore, in the last verse, he prays only for the association Bhagavan's devotees in every word. Here, see that Vitasura, he was so humble that he was performing his duty, but inside he was also thinking, yes, I am really unqualified to be the direct association of my Lord. So let me associate with the devotees, so they will make me qualified. And I want to really serve them. I want to really become the Dasanudasa. I don't want to become the boss, because this loading over mentality, become the boss of this material world, is a really problem, and it binds us to be in this material world again. And at the end, he was showing a very beautiful example. This devotional service, not to fulfill our material desire, it is really meant for the pure devotional service. That's what he was begging for. He was just begging for pure devotional service, no hankering for swarga, liberation, or any other thing. As we can see here, let me stop this sideline and I'll be back here. So yes, so as we can see here, how he was showing the symptoms of a pure devotee. That's where we should also has to be look for. If we get any higher position in our local temples or given by some higher authority, we must see as a blessing or as a seva, not as a saying, yes, I'm so qualified, and finally the whole world has recognized me as a pure devotee, as a great leader. So, I should teach them what they should do. No, we should have to become an humble. As soon as the service finished, come back to our real position, which is our position as a servant of the servant of the servants. So thank you so much, and Hare Krishna.